The best way to use a rebound relationship to your advantage is to understand the nature of the beast and know that your ex rebounding is not about you. It's more about your ex's inability to emotionally self-regulate and the realization that all long-term relationships become boring and your ex is terrible at doing boring well. Successful relationships do boring well, and this is something your ex does not understand. So, I'm going to break this down into two phases. Phase 1 will be understanding why rebounds happen, and it's probably not what you think. Phase 2 will be how to use this to your advantage moving forward. And welcome back to The Love Fix. As always, it's Nick, doing my best to get you through your breakups as easily and as healthily as possible. If today's video is not enough for you, there are 2 links you can go and check out in the About tab. For some reason, YouTube is not allowing me to post them in the description anymore. People are clicking on them and the links are broken, so go to the About tab. If the links are still not working, email me at thelovefix20@gmail.com. That's also in the description below, and you can arrange a one-to-one voice coaching session with me. If you want to join my Facebook group, which there are 3,000 people in there now, come and join it. Go to Facebook, type in The Love Fix Breakup Recovery, and come and join us. Right, let's get into this video. Mastery requires practice, but the more you practice something, the more boring and routine it becomes. Once the beginner gains are made and we learn what to expect, our interest begins to fade. You need just enough winning to experience satisfaction and just enough wanting to experience desire. James Clear from his book Atomic Habits. And guys, if you haven't checked out Atomic Habits, I highly recommend it. That quote for me was the perfect way to describe long-term relationships and why rebounds happen. So, let's get straight into phase 1. Successful long-term relationships go through the same ups, downs, and losing the spark, the same as unsuccessful relationships. What successful couples do better than anyone else, and those who rebound, they learn to do the boring and the mundane well. They know that once the spark has gone, falling in love is no longer possible, but they can choose to be in love despite the novel Disney feelings wearing off. Falling in love is the first 1 to 4 years of a relationship. That is there to simply get us to make babies. Choosing to be in love after the falling in love phase has worn off is a conscious decision to go and do the boring and mundane well. A lot of rebound relationships happen because your ex is terrible at being boring and mundane and they crave the falling in love phase. Their Disney fairy tale has worn off and they want to recapture the falling in love feeling. In most cases, they are not too picky about whom they do that with when they are rebounding. Once again, I stress, your ex rebounding is not about you. It is about them and how they think a new relationship will make them feel. The fact is, life is quite boring and mundane with little waypoints of excitement along the way. We repeat the same boring routine every day. Wake up, brush teeth, shower, get ready for work, and so on. That's horribly boring, but we have become good at it because it's essential. It's far from exciting, but it's best practice to ensure our teeth don't fall out. We're fresh to attack the day and go about our jobs well. It's a conscious effort to do the things we know are good for us, even though we are bored and tired when we wake up. We still show up every day to brush our teeth and to shower because that is best practice. The honeymoon period of your relationship makes even the boring shit like brushing your teeth feel like fun because it's full of novelty. Rather than life being boring with little waypoints of excitement, it's a constant dopamine intoxication with little waypoints of boredom and everything else feels amazing. This is not normal life and it's ultimately what fucks us up. Staying up all night, talking, goodnight text and spending every waking second with your partner is the Disney script, and yes, it feels fucking amazing until it doesn't. It's not real life and it's not how real relationships work over the long term. The novelty wears off, the spark always goes away, and you're no longer the person they fell in love with. The key difference between a partner choosing to stay with you over rebounding is that they choose to be in love after the feeling of in love has worn off. They stay with you to perform maintenance and put their reps in. Just like going to the gym, it wasn't the 1000th rep that got you to your goal of lifting 200 pounds or running a 4-minute mile. It was the 999 reps beforehand that got you there. The 1000th rep is boring, mundane, the hardest rep to do because you've done it 999 times before. But it was the 999 reps that made you successful. It was the boring and mundane shit that got you where you wanted to be, including that 1000th rep. It's no different in relationships. When your ex rebounds, they are essentially choosing a new workout routine because it's new, it's novel, it's exciting, despite it achieving the exact same results as the old routine achieved. When the old routine becomes boring, mundane, and the gains aren't as frequent, they blame the routine for their lack of progress and love for it. Or, in your case, they blame you and that you no longer have the spark. They are no longer making huge gains in how they feel about you, so they seek out novelty. They seek the next best workout routine because they are not seeing fast gains any longer from their current routine. We have to fall in love with the mundanity of a relationship, just like the mundanity of doing the same old workout routine. Relationships require deliberate effort, just like pushing out those last reps with your old workout that always served you well and gave you the exact same results as a new routine. We must do this especially when the in-love feeling has worn off for anything in our lives. A good example would be making YouTube content. It takes me hours to write and put everything together. Some days I just don't want to show up. There is no more novelty in it for me, but I show up anyway and choose to be in love with the process of creating. That, my friends, is what success looks like. Show up even when the novelty has worn off. Therefore, if your ex has chosen a rebound relationship over your relationship, they have chosen novelty over sticking with what was tried and tested and worked. Phase 2. Let's put everything together what we've just learned and use it to your advantage. The person rebounding typically isn't picky about whom they get with. The rebound partner in most cases probably isn't as good as you. Have you ever caught a glimpse at the rebound partner and thought, what the fuck? They're ugly, unemployed, and on drugs. I didn't just make that up. I hear that type of story from my one-to-one clients about 5 times a week. The novelty will wear off, and in many cases the first person they will think about is you and what they had with you. Accept their decision as if it was exactly how you wanted things to happen and go silent. Agree with them like you had been having the same idea as them. Your silence will increase your attractiveness more than words ever could. The more you fight, resist, beg, and plead, the more you will push your ex into the arms of the rebound. If you want to get their attention, completely remove yours. Your biggest advantage is that your ex saying no to you means you can say yes to other things. You can say yes to no contact. You can say yes to going away with your friends. You can say yes to that person you had a secret crush on when you were with your ex. Come on guys, don't bullshit me. We all window shop, and there was something you admired about that person from afar. It's okay to window shop, just don't go in and buy anything. You can say yes to self-love. You can say yes to getting with better people that are on your level. The most powerful advantage you have is now you know and understand how novelty works with rebounds. Therefore, knowing that your ex only seeks novelty like a troglodyte, you can say that you hold yourself to a higher standard. I only want people in my life on my level, and I therefore do not want my ex back, and I therefore will not take my ex back, even if they come begging. Forget getting your ex back. Focus on getting you back. If your ex does come back, it was your self-love, no contact, and educating yourself on rebounds that put yourself in this position to facilitate a potential reconciliation. If they don't come back, then who gives a fuck? Because you got you back anyway. That, my friends, is and will always be your biggest advantage. You loved yourself enough to get you back. And that's all I've got for today. If you've enjoyed the video, press like and hit subscribe. It would really help me out. As always, you are enough. You are going to be okay, and I will see you on the other side.